Hello, everyone. Welcome to my wonderful workshop on how to build a voiceover website with Card. So before we get into actually making the website, let me just go over a few little PowerPointy stuff. So, how to make a video website. But first, why have a website? Well, as corny as it sounds, we live in the digital age. Computers and the internet have become an integral part of our lives. Because of this, having a website is kind of like having a business card, but on the internet. With this business card analogy, clients can easily see who you are and what you offer right from their device from anywhere in the world, whether it be on a plane, if the plane has Wi-Fi, or whether it be in the office. It could be whatever. And they also don't lose it. So, what kind of things you want to include on your website? Let's start off with the personal stuff first. Well, one, you're going to want to include a picture of yourself, of course. A short bio should be around a paragraph long. Just include who you are, where you're from, areas of VO you like. It can either be in first or third person. One thing I say about what the point of view of this is that if it's first person, it gives the idea that you wrote it, that you're personally talking with them. If it's in third person, it'll sound more like someone else wrote that bio for you. So it's completely up to you which way you want to do it. And lastly, you also need some links to your social media as well. A quick tip for this thing is make sure your website reflects your brand and your style. That way people can also get a kind of idea of who you are, an extension to your bio. So it just shows you the kind of person you're like. Are you a person who likes anime? Maybe have something kind of anime aesthetic to it. Are you someone who likes fantasy? Has some fantasy stuff to it. That kind of thing can really give your website some more character and separate it from all the other VO websites out there. Now, speaking of VO, this whole thing's about VO. What else to include here on the VO edition side? Well, you need a description of your studio, a description of your equipment and your DAW, a sample, demo, or visual reel. Very important to have that one. A raw studio recording. Really what a raw studio recording has is going to have a little introduction. Be like, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah. I have this studio I made, and I have this mic with this interface, that kind of fun stuff. Then what you do is you include 5 to 10 seconds of room tone, some claps at various different levels away from your mic, and various gain adjustments with increasing volume. So what you'll do, you have the gain up high, you'll talk close to the mic, turn it down, you have the gain up, so you'll go back, you'll do a yell, and then you go back more, and you'll yell even more. So that just shows how your studio is and all that fun stuff there. Now these things should be around a minute to a minute 15. Mine's around a minute 15. So it's alright. Another thing to include is your resume, as well as your featured works, and your internet and download speeds. As you can see here, I included a link to a speed test. So you go over to speed test, it'll quickly tell you what your test is. There's my college. So yeah. Basically just tells you, hey, what's your internet speed, all that fun stuff like that. You get a screenshot of that, and it'll totally help you out. One thing as well, make sure when you're including all this stuff, besides, of course, like your bio, which will just be text on your website, make sure when you're including files, they're available via YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Drive, or as like a PNG. The reason is because HTML doesn't allow HTML embeds with the free version. You could get them, but it's going to be for the premium, which costs $19 a year. Which, if that's good enough with you, then totally go for it. You can use HTML embedding. But if not, like me, poor college student gang, yay yay, it's better just to use the free version and just use their built-in things to get links from YouTube or SoundCloud, which I'll show once we get to the demo side. So, shall we go to the demo side now? So what you're going to do is when you're in Card, you're going to be in a dashboard like this, and you're going to click on New Site. Now, I need to find the template I'm going to be using. It's going to be a template called The Next Big Thing. Alright, so you're going to be clicking on one that says The Next Big Thing. So you're just going to click Select, and that's going to lead you to right over here. So, as you can see in Card, we have a bunch of different things in this template website. So let's get right to work. We'll go from the top down to the bottom. So, first things first is people are going to want to know what you look like. I mean, who are you? What do you look like? If I'm working with you, what do you look like? So let's add in a picture of ourselves here. So to do that, we're going to click on this image right here to bring up this little menu. Then where it says image, click upload. Now these are some files in here. Let me just, I know I have a picture of myself on my computer here, so let me just get that real fast. Let's see, gotta look through my computer. Should be in here. There we go. Here's a good picture of myself. So what you can do is you can just grab it here, position it however you want, and click accept. And voila, we got ourselves a wonderful picture in here. Now, let's edit some parts of the picture. We can change the width, make it like that. We change the height, do stuff like that to it. Looks kind of funny like that, but let's keep it at a relatively normal looking thing. Of course, scale, you can shrink it, make it bigger. Shape, circle, rectangle, up to you. I'm going to stick with a circle. Now, color in card is going to be in hexadecimal. So all that fun stuff. 2 of these digits here will be for red, green, and blue. So red, green, and blue right there. Make sure it's in the correct sort of setting there. So I'm going to stick with I'm going to use a cyan. Let's go with a fun cyan color. So we're going to click OK on that. So there we go. And now one cool thing you could do is actually copy this, because what you want to do with making a website, you want to have some form of artistic unity in it. So copying this RGB can really help out and make the website look unified and not crazy. Another thing we can add is a drop shadow, so I can make a pure black drop shadow. Drop shadow is just that little guy right here. Of course, you can always edit the angle of the drop shadow. Since it's a circle, it's not going to do that. Edit the size. Maybe we can edit the distance, so it goes over here. And do that, we can edit the angle because it's at a point where it's not in the center of the picture. So add that to it. Completely up to you how you want to do that kind of thing. You can also add a little fun blur to it. So yeah, it's completely up to you how you want to work it up. I'm just going to put this back right here. Maybe add a little bit of a blur because I kind of like the blur. And all that fun stuff. So hooray! We now have our picture in here and it's looking pretty good. Next up, we have some text. Now, of course, we don't want the text to be the next big thing. Usually what you put in here is your name. So I'm going to put my name in here. Dan. There's me. And what you can do with the text, you can edit a bunch. Maybe what I'll do is I'll paste that cyan in here. And oh, look at that. Ain't that looking nice? So, of course, you can always edit the size of your text, the weight of it, so that changes how the font is. So I'm going to stick with a heavy, because actually I'll go with extra bold, because I like how that looks. Line spacing, that's going to edit how lines are when you press the enter key. Letter spacing, we'll just do something like that to it. Margins, and all that kind of fun stuff in there. Of course, you can change how it appears too. If you want it just to be lowercase, it'll be that. Want it all be uppercase, Dan! It'll look like that. And alignment too, you can always change the alignment of that thing. So whether it be right justified, center justified, all that fun stuff. I usually stick with auto, so it just does it automatically there. Now another thing we can look at in here is the gradient. If you don't know what a gradient is, it's one color flowing to another. Right here, the default gradient is this purple, which I personally think really flows with the random color I chose. Of course, you can change the angle of your gradient. Maybe it goes more that way or go that way. I'm going to put it right here because I think that looks really, really cool. And of course, we have these other things here. Stops, which shows the point at which the gradient will stop on the left side and for the right side there. So I'm just going to stick with it being, that looks cool. I like that. And of course, with card, you can see here, we have mobile. You can edit how the text looks when you're on mobile. And if you want to see what your website looks like in mobile, it'll look something like this. Now, you click on this button here, it'll show what it looks like in mobile. Unfortunately, we can't do that just yet because we have a lot of elements in here that still need things. If I try to publish my site right now, I'll just name it cool, description, very cool. And card, we'll just name it like cool epic WB for website. We publish, we can't because our elements here still need to be filled. So we'll get to the point of publishing once we're able to. Now, one thing you might also want to include is an email. Maybe you want to have your email in here and you'll have it so you click on the email and it becomes a link to the email. You can email people right from clicking the text there. So let's do that. That looks like a fun thing we could do. So, first things first, I want to get rid of this arrow. I don't think it fits. So to get rid of something, just click on it and click that little trash can. Boom, it's gone now. So, I'm also going to get rid of this because that's set as a text. And what we need is what's known as a link. So, let's go in here. Now, a little trick I'm going to show you is you click on the name of your of your element and add a link. Now, be careful where you click. For example, if I were to click on the picture and I were to add a link right there, it's going to appear right below the picture. So it depends on where you click. So I want my link to my email to be below my name. So I'm going to put it right here. So let's go in and add a link. So now we can name the link as whatever. So I'll just put my epic email. As you see, I like the word epic a lot. And what I'm going to show you is how to do an email real fast. So what you're going to do an email is you're going to use what's known as a mail to protocol. So mail to, colon, and then I'll put in my normal email. Actually, no, I'll just put in my voice active email. I have different Gmails for everything. So yeah, we have that. We can have link color, so when you link by its default could be white, and we hover over it, maybe I'll make it turn that nice cyan that we have. We'll do that. So we'll do that there, and all that fun stuff. So that's how you add a basic email. Make sure to have that mail to protocol in there, and that'll open it. So whenever you click on that on a website, it'll open up your default mailing browser. At least on a Windows OS it will. Not too sure about other OSs, but I know on Windows this does work pretty well. So yeah. Now, one thing we can also add in here is our demo. We gotta have our demo reels. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my visual reel and have that as a YouTube video. So let me open up another tab here so I can just have this on the side because I'm gonna need it. Also, I just right here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Thanks, computer, for putting it there. All right. Oopsie. So what we're gonna do to add in our demo, I'm gonna add my demo right below my name. So I'm gonna go in here. Now I'm gonna add. You might think to add a link, but Card has a video option. So we're gonna add a video in here. And type will be embedded, which is what we want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to grab a link to my visual reel. Now, of course, if you have a demo reel that's purely audio, we can have things. We can have a SoundCloud link that leads to it, and I'll go over audio in a second. Right now, I'm just trying to show everything all at once. Yeah. So let me go and grab my visual reel from here. Go here. Go inside here, copy that link, there we go. So I'm gonna put that link right in here, click done. So now, when we load up the website, the first thing you'll see is that YouTube video. So nice, we got the first part of our website done, just like that. Nothing too crazy right now. So, let's go on to the next part in here. This part will be for our About Me. So, we have a bunch of titles and stuff, some default stuff. Let's get rid of what we don't need. We don't need this, and we don't need this. So title, go in here. We're going to have this say About Me. So about me. So that me should be lower. No, it should be uppercase. I know how to format. So we have that right there. Color, I'm going to make it that nice gradient. I love it. Oh, yeah, because I had a link I copied. Oopsie. So I'll just copy the link from right here, go inside here, and I'm going to paste it right there. Boom! I love that. That looks awesome. So, I'm also going to go inside here, change this text color to be a pure white, because I like the white. Do that, and then we'll just put in whatever. So, just because I don't have any text on my hand right now, I'm going to type whatever for my bio. For your bio, it could be whatever you have set for, you either be first person or third person. It's completely up to you how you want that bio, but just make sure to at least have a bio so your clients have a little bit to know about you. So I'm just going to make mine completely dumb because this isn't like my real website. So like, hello, interweb, me am Dan from VPG land. I love to VO. So, just a little something like that. Of course, in here, you have another picture image. You can either get rid of it or upload another picture you have. Once again, completely up to you. A part of making a website is your creative side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in a picture because I just have another picture on my computer. So let me go into here. Let me just grab the other picture I have here. It should just be no. Dan.png. Open that boy. Here he is. Have that going right here. Click accept. Now that doesn't look too hot because, well, that little border's showing. So let me get that back in here. Dan. Go, and this time make sure it's all showing up pretty well. I'm gonna have that go right here. Maybe just do that. Should be pretty. Alright. There we go. We'll use that. Accept. Now that's pretty zoomed in, but what I'm also gonna do is, because of how my website is, I'm gonna change it to be a nice circle. So that way I'm gonna change how the circle is. Upload my PNG again. You'll have that, and I like how the circle looks. Also, it's just easier for me to crop it, but it also fits the unity of my website. Now keep in mind, if your picture is different in any way, it's completely up to you. I'm just using this because I like it. So yeah, a little short about me, all that kind of fun stuff. Now, sorry about that. What we can also do is I'm gonna add a little divider here. I'm gonna put it horizontal. I'm gonna maybe make it a little bit wider. And instead of making it dotted, I'm going to make it a single line. Change that color to be white. And there we go. As you can see here, it also adds a little thing like, hey, about me, line, some more stuff. And maybe to make it a little better, I'm going to make this left justified. So alignment, left justified. And there we go. Voila. So as you can see here, just little stuff like that can add a lot to your website. Now, you may have noticed something here. We added this divider, but our purple dividers are just gone. What happened here? Well, let me undo a few times here and get rid of that. So, if you were to look, inside of here, we have a divider. Now, this little thing says major. This is known as a style. Styles are basically a template that you can use to apply to all your elements of a website. So right now, the style is set to major. If I change one major, it's going to change all of the ones assigned to the style of major. So what I want to do here, let me undo so I get that back to normal. I'm going to want to go into here, and I'm going to have to add a style. I'm going to name this style AM About Me Divider. I'm going to do that. So now what I can do, I'll change to be a single line. That's horizontal. That looks like that. That also has an extra width. And as you can see, it didn't affect the others because their styles are different from this one. So make sure to keep in mind what styles you're using, because that way it'll make sure your website looks the way you want it and doesn't freak out at you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to, sorry about that. Next up, let's go into our studio. How do we want our studio to look? We need a description of our studio. So, we have some more image stuff right here. So let's see what we can do. So first thing we want is an image of our studio. Now, I don't have an image of my studio on me. I really should, but I don't. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a random picture off my computer, but make sure when you're actually doing it, it's actually a picture of your studio. Let's see, what do we have? I have this picture of a cool looking futuristic circle on my computer. So let's grab that. So that'll be my studio. I have this cool looking circle thing. So I'm going to do that. This is going to be my epic studio. Look at that. Ain't that looking good? So now, I'm going to make this a rectangle just because I think it will look better showing more technical stuff. But once again, of course, always up to you. And now, I'm also noticing in here that my unity with the image color is all wrong. As you can see here, also another interference with style. So let's change that style here. Make this be, instead of a default, I'm going to make this a studio style. So that studio style will have a rectangular border. And there we go. I'm going to change this one's style to be logo so that it matches the one from up here. And I'm also going to go inside here. Gonna go and change this to be you. Paste. Voila! More artistic unity on our side here. So perfect. We have some stuff with our studio. So I'm gonna get rid of this text right here. I'm gonna do this and say in here, studio specifications. So now it's a little bit too big. So what I'm going to have to do is I have to change the size. But keep in mind, we have a style on our hands. So I have to create a new style, and I'll name this Studio Title. So now we can easily change it. So I'm going to decrease the size to be like this, so that it doesn't affect the other text and keeps this one normal. There we go. I'm going to get rid of this little button here since we don't really need it. At least I don't need it. If you want to have it so you go to a separate link, you could totally use that. And I'll go over how buttons and links works once we get to the social media side of stuff. So, now that we have that, maybe you want to also include, from earlier with the speed test, let's include our internet speed. Internet speed's super important because it tells you how fast you're able to download and upload things. So I'm going to add an image right below this. Now, that looks really weird because it's doing stuff like that. So maybe what we can do is I'm going to have to decrease this size here to make it more interesting. Now keep in mind, that's already set as a style. I'll go with a new style, call this IS for internet speed. So I'm going to go and decrease some stuff in here, maybe decrease the height so that it looks a little better. You can always change styles up, so I kind of like how this looks right here. I think it'll fit really well. Now, unlike my studio, I have a picture of my internet speed for some reason. I do. So let me go grab my picture of my internet speed here. So speed. Uh-oh. Its crop doesn't look too hot. Let's just turn off the cropping. Let me just do that. So I'll click accept. And there it is, my internet speed right there, right next to that. So we have a picture of our studio. Yeah, it's my totally legit studio, by the way. It's not a picture of futuristic circle. And we have a picture of our internet speed, so clients know. Now, one more thing is we need a specification of what's in our studio. Yes, I have a picture, but you want to get more specific about stuff. What mic do you have? What interface do you have? What DAW are you using? Stuff like that. So what I'm going to use for this, I'm going to get rid of this. Now I'm going to add a list. So I'm going to add in a list in here. And of course that list can have whatever. So maybe I'll say DIY PVC Studio. Another thing is we'll have a Scarlett 2x2 mic and interface. On my website, on my own website, it's more specific, but I'm just shorthanding this stuff here. In DAW, we'll just do Adobe Audition. Now, of course, what you can also do is when you go into the list and you can edit the list, we can go into bulleted bullets, change the color of the bullets, so maybe the bullets are white, or maybe it's my epic, very cool cyan, because I like the cyan a lot. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, completely how you want to do it. I'm going to use an solid background. Background's very in there. So I'm going to do that maybe. Once again, it is really just going into that kind of thing. I might add a drop shadow in here. I think a drop shadow will look really cool, so I can add a color like that. My drop shadow going down near the blacks. Of course, angle, size, my drop shadow. Once again, completely up to you how you want to do it. I'm just messing around as I go. So yeah, I think that looks pretty alright. I'm actually going to turn off that background. I don't like that background. That's whatever. Should be all good. So I'm just going to do that. Yeah, it's not going to go, but it's whatever. But yeah, so stuff like that can add to your website and make it look the way it does. You can, of course, edit the text. So if you want to change color of the text with this, you can as well. So yeah. Now, there's one more thing we need to add in regards to our studio, and that's your raw studio sample. But however, how are we going to add that into a separate thing? Yes, we can of course add it down right here. It's audio right there, but that's going to add a lot of clutter. So what we could do is I'm going to click on this thing known as a container. And right now, it's in column format. I'm going to add a third column. So adding a third column adds what's known as a container. All of this is inside a container. Containers contain elements. So we have all that there. So I'm going to do inside here, maybe, I'm going to add a audio. As you can see, I didn't click on anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on here, going to add in audio. That audio is now down here. No. Drag it in here. Voila, right there, looking pretty cool. Now, one thing I'm also noticing is that maybe I want my center text to be bigger. I'm going to decrease the size of this here. Maybe 25. You're going to be at 25 as well. You're going to be at 25. 50. That's good enough. Yeah, so that should be all good. So I'm going to have something like that in there. So now we have audio. Now audio, we're going to have to use SoundCloud, or you can use Bandcamp or Google Drive. I'm going to use SoundCloud because I find the SoundCloud one easier. So let me just pull up a quick link of my SoundCloud. Tick time. Okay, so go in here, grab you. Just grab my link real fast here. I'm going to paste my link, and there we go. I got a nice SoundCloud link showing that off. And I see that kind of got messed up in there as well. So maybe I'm going to, once again, you can completely add how things are. I'm going to decrease the height so that everything gets fit inside of here, like that. And of course, it's completely up to you how you want to do it. I'm probably going to change my container so that the left side is more shown so I can actually see more info and kind of stuff like that. Because right now the picture is super kind of compressed. And that's just purely me not thinking as I was going. But I can do this, and everything will fit up together. So once again, it's manipulating the different element properties to make sure everything is a-okay. Hold on a second. So yeah, so get that all set there. So now we have our title with our demo and our email. We have an about me with a cool picture. We have our studio with our description as a list, and we have a link to our SoundCloud for a raw studio sample. Keep in mind, you could also use that SoundCloud link for your demo as well on the top. Completely up to you. Now, what's one other thing we might want? Well, why not some featured works? That sounds fun. So let's get some featured works in here. So first things first, everything inside here we really don't need, because we're just putting out featured works, which could be a YouTube video. So let me get rid of all the stuff inside here except for you. I'm going to keep you. Get rid of everything else. I'm going to name you featured works. Now, the container in here is set to default, but we're going to have multiple videos. Column. Let's do a column. So now, I'm also going to put you up here. Once again, this is me messing around with everything. Trying to figure out what works. So maybe I'm going to actually put you inside a container as well. If I can find the container. There's a container. So I'll put you inside here. So I'll make this say featured works. Featured works, which I like. I kind of like that. So I'm going to go inside here. I'm going to add 2 videos in here. You can add as many as you want just by clicking the add columns button. So you can have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you have like 20, you're the best voice actor of all time. So yeah. So I'm going to add inside here some videos. Some video. Going to have to drag that all up in there. And be careful with cards. Sometimes if you can't refresh the page, it's because of just how the website is. Sometimes it'll happen, but it's only happened to me once. So you're going to want to put in some URLs. I'll just paste in my demo again because I just have it on me. So let me just paste it on here. And you're going to want to use your featured works here, but I just have my demo on me, so I'm going to use that. So demo. I'll also make you my demo as well. So we're going to have to go inside here. We're going to have to add in another video. Video, click, drag, put in here. Cool, cool. Now what you also want to do is people are going to want to know what you did. So I'm going to go inside here. Going to find some text. So let's see. Content 1. I use that style. They get here and I'll say Anime Ep 3. I was in Anime Episode 3. Yes, I am the voice actor from Anime Episode 3. I'm also going here, add another text. I misclick. Go in here. We're going to add in a text. And this text will say, I don't know, video game. So, of course, when you actually do this, you want to be using legit titles. I'm just coming up with stupid titles for the sake of a demo. So yeah, you'll keep doing that for all your featured works. Once again, a lot of it is decorating the website how you want it to look in line with your brand and all that fun stuff. What I will show, I'll show an example of my website to show you what I mean about brands and all that. I know Bork went a lot into it when he was doing the VO marketing workshop, and he showed off my website, but I'll show it off in here because this is about websites. So, one last thing I want to go over before I go into this background stuff is social media. You gotta have your socials. So what I'm gonna do is, for the sake of showing everything off here, I'm going to get rid of all those little links down there because I want to show you how to make it from scratch. So get that. I'm gonna rename you to social media because I'm gonna show you just how to put this all in from scratch because it's nice to know. So social media, as you can see here. So let's go in and we're gonna add an icon. Now icons are really cool because what you can do is you can just add in all you want. So maybe I'm gonna add in my Twitter. And luckily, Card has a ton of templates to choose from with this. So let me find the Twitter one. Trello. Where's Twitter? Did I pass Twitter? Here's Twitter. So we'll have Twitter. I'm going to go inside here. Maybe I want the icon color to be as pure white. And when it hovers, I'll make it... sorry for that burp there. That was very unprofessional of me. I'll do that so it does that. Let's see. So we have that going in there. Go inside here. What I might also do is I'll have also a little animation play. So instead of having the normal fade up, I'll have it zoom in. Ooh, I like that. Or maybe I'll have it not fade down. Not blur in. I always have this funny one I like. Tilt right. Which I don't know why it's not playing, which is a little concerning, but... Oh, that's because I clicked on the wrong one. That's why. Okay, cool. So now on visible, let's do a fade in. So yeah, social media, add a Twitter in there. One last thing, you're going to want to have a link to it. So let me grab a link to my very cool Twitter. Follow me at Daniel_MurphyVA. If you want. No pressure. But I'm going to paste in my Twitter. And that's going to have that in there. So when you click on this, it'll lead to your Twitter. And you can add in tons of different icons. You can add a one for, I don't know, Facebook, all that fun stuff. So now you see that these guys are all below. That's no good. So what you're going to want to do is you want to go inside here, this list of icons. This is a list. So you can add, there's another icon for you. Add another icon for you. All that fun stuff in there. But I'm just going to keep my Twitter one because I don't really use social media that much. I should, but I don't. So yeah, this is the basics of doing this kind of thing, all that. So one last thing I want to show you is your background. There's this default background. Oh, get it out of here. I hate it. So I'm going to click, so maybe I want to do with the page, I'll put in an image. Oh, my bad there. Whoopsie. I was wrong. Sorry if you're hearing laughing in the background, by the way. That's just some other stuff in there. So maybe with this one, let me see if I can find it in here. Oh, it's not going to be in page. It's in background. I'm a good boy at this. But maybe what you can do, you can upload your own images to this kind of thing. You can change up how this looks. Maybe have this sort of thing. I don't really know what that is, but I like pixels. I'm going to have the pixels in here. Stuff like that you can use in here. So we have stuff for the page as well. So all that kind of stuff goes into there. And of course you can edit this thing how you want it to. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. So yeah. So that's a lot of what Card has to offer. Of course, you can change up a lot about how the page is with more in-depth kind of things in here. But this is just a basic thing introducing you all to card. Now, I hope you found this extremely helpful. We forgot to do one thing. We forgot to publish our website. Let's publish our card website. So it's publishing at Cool Pick Web, whatever I named it. So let's go to that website now. We published it. It's ready to go. So yeah, here we go. It says Dan, my epic email. If you were to click on that email, it's going to open up my mail, which I'm not going to open. And then we have an about me, which says, hello, interwebs, I do this. We have this, which will play my reel. We also have some featured works here, which also play stuff. We also have social media. If I were to click on it, it's going to lead me right to my Twitter account. So yeah, these are all basic things having to do with card. Creating a basic VO website, kind of things to include, making sure things are on style with your brand, all that kind of fun stuff. I hope you guys found this all very helpful. Before I go, I want to show you my official website to show you the kind of things you do with card. So let me show that. So this is my actual website here. Of course, I add a little black thing. This is another container just chilling up at the top. I have a little picture in there, which is a advanced property of the background that I just didn't get into. I have stuff in my home studio using little things here to get a different style. We have my raw studio sample down here. We have featured works, which needs to be updated. But all that kind of stuff's in here. And of course, my link to my Twitter is right in here. All that fun stuff. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff you can just do with card. It didn't take long at all to create our little website in here, especially using that template. So I hope this all helped out with making a website with card. Hope you all learned something. Hope I made card a lot less scary than it initially looks with like making a VO website and all that. Card is super cool. Thank you for watching this, and thank you for the guys who came to the session. Thank you. It's awesome. So yeah, I hope this all helped out. I don't have much else to say. Make your websites, people. They're gonna be awesome. And keep in mind, it's a lot of creativity going on in here and what you want. So yeah, go for it, guys. Make an awesome VO website. I bid thee farewell.